What's up, everybody? Welcome to another video here at the Dog Pound. I am M-Dog. We are going to be touching base today on a Ruger Security-9 9mm. Wanted to do this one. I've been wanting to do it for a little while. I know this isn't a new gun, hot off the press, but it's a gun's had little mixed reviews here and there. I have shot this gun a couple times in the past and had a little hiccup here and there. Nothing big, but I think I've got it figured out basically of what my hiccup was. So we're gonna run it 50 rounds or so, do it today, do a little talking about it, and we'll go over everything that maybe everybody may have a question to about the Security-9. It's a nice, affordable, compact pistol. And it can easily be concealed for your personal carry needs. The Security-9 is designed to fit a variety of available holsters. It has a rugged construction with black oxide slide, and I'll show it to you. I pull it out of the box, right out of the box. Of course, it's not brand new out of the box. I've shot it a couple times. And of course, the weapon is clear. It's got hardened alloy steel. The barrel is also hardened alloy steel. It has a high, looking for the right word. It's a high performance glass filled nylon grip frame. I think that's actually how they word it when they talk about it. It is very durable and it's rugged, and the grip is actually really nice. It has a nice texture to it, like your other popular brands out there. I mean, it is a Ruger, so it's not like, not knocking a high point or nothing like that, but you know, this is a Ruger that has a good reputation, and it's a reputable firearm that people enjoy, that people like. So it's not a surprise that Ruger would make something that's pretty nice. Has a secure action fire control system that combines a protected internal hammer, which it does have. You can see here, it does have, let me swing it closer. It's got an internal hammer. So that internal hammer system's pretty cool. So this particular model does have a manual thumb safety, which is right here. It has an internal hammer that provides a strong ignition fire, but it does offer an easy slide racking when compared with many other striker fired pistols. The hammer catch helps prevent the hammer from contacting the firing pin. So, you know, you got no, it's a lot less stress for the trigger, and it's not going to fire unless it's pulled. So it's the takedown on it is pretty simple. So this one here, it's as simple as if there's a pin on your frame right here. You can use a bullet, a knife, whatever you may have handy. Just you put it right in there and you pop that right out. That comes out. Slide falls forward, and you can get to it like any other. Break it down like any other semi-automatic pistol. Clean up everything, put it back together. It's the same thing. Put your slide on, put it right there in that position. Put your pin in, push till it locks, rack it, fire it till it goes. So if you look at it, okay, here is a M&P. What's a Shield, Smith & Wesson Shield Plus 30 Super Carry compared to your Ruger Security-9. Security-9's right here. Your 30 Super Carry is right there. So your Ruger Security-9 is a little thicker, it's a little wider here. As far as height goes, it's pretty much the same. Your sight picture, the Ruger has a great sight picture. You know, but it is the Shield Plus is substantially has a shorter barrel. So for what it's worth, that's a comparison to the Shield Plus 30 Super Carry. So 15 plus 1 in the pipe gives you a capacity of 16 if you want to carry. Your barrel length is 4 inches. Your overall length is 7.24 inches. Your sights are drift adjustable. So you have your Allen screw right here, which loosens it up, and you can drift it right or left for your right or left optics. And you can also, this one here, it looks like you need a press probably, but it will move. It's not a fixed sight. So, I mean, not bad options. Your weight of the gun is 23.8 ounces. That's unloaded. And your width is 1.2 inches, which we were talking about. I showed you with the, compared to the Shield Plus 30 Super Carry. It is wider. These side by side, I believe, like I said, I believe it's very comparable to the Glock 19 as far as dimensions. This may be a little heavier than the Glock 19, because I mean the Glock 19 don't weigh anything hardly. Maybe a little heavier, but it does weigh 23.8 ounces. So your height with your mag in to here is 5 inches, and the MSRP, which is actually an eye catcher for someone who may not have the budget to go after your, you know, five plus, I call it. It's got your accessory rail down here, so you can put optics on, or not optics, but your laser or your light them up, do goody June bug flashlight. The MSRP is $460. That's, you can find them cheaper, I would imagine. I mean, this one here came from Steele's Gun Shop, and I think that's about, I think it was actually $4, so I think it was a little less than $460. So we got the talking part done. There's not really much. I mean, like I said, this isn't a brand new gun. This isn't something that just hit the market fresh. And you have to forgive me, it is hot. It is 100+ degrees out right now with the heat index. I mean, it's just, I'm like a big old, I mean, I'm a man beast and I sweat like a Rottweiler. So when, you know what happens with Rottweilers in the heat, they just shut right down, and you know, they're worried. They can't, people like, they don't want to do nothing. They just want to lay around. You got to kick them to get them up. Kind of like how I am right now in this heat. So it's brutal, but I'm out here doing what I do because I love what I do. You know, this is great. I mean, this is my inner peace. So when you're stressed, do the things that make you get unstressed. But the talking part's done for now. We're going to get out here and pop some of these splatter dudes that are impatiently waiting on me. We're going to see if the firearm is accurate and reliable out of the box. We get done, we'll do a recap, and I'll touch base on something with you that I found the last time I shot this weapon that I didn't really like, and it could be just me because I've got bear paws. So a normal shooter with a normal size hand may not have that problem at all. But I'm going to bring it to your attention so that you're aware of it and you take note of it. So let's go out here. We're going to pop off some rounds down probably around 10 yards. We'll run a couple mags through at 10, and then we're going to come back and we'll do our last magazine today on this one. We'll do it about 25 yards back. As you guys know, a recent good Samaritan just saved a lot of people's lives out in Indiana. A mass shooter went in there and was prepared to do carnage, and unfortunately lives were lost. And that is a sad, unfortunate fact. But I will say that a much more unfortunate fact would have been a lot more people would have died had that young man not been there and been prepared to take action. He was educated, he was trained to get 10 rounds off in 15 seconds at 40 yards. Or I'm sorry, to hit your target 10 times at 40 yards in 15 seconds. That's amazing. I mean, you know, I've been through law enforcement training, so I've had, you know, combat style training and other things. So to do that, I don't know his background. I don't know if he has an LE background or if he has military training. But I can tell you that that wasn't the first time that boy had ever picked up his firearm and took it out and just decided, you know what, I'm going to look cool and carry a firearm. So this is why I say and stress the fact that you please get educated, become proficient with your weapon. That weapon is just a tool. That tool goes bang. and it will do damage to things that aren't meant to have damage done if you're not proficient in the manner that you use that tool. So please sign up for classes that teach you how to become proficient. Go hang out with, I know everybody that's probably watching this has friends that they like to shoot with. Shoot as much as possible. Give yourself, come up, be creative at your target range. Come up with some kind of moving target. Hide behind barricades or set up some obstacles. Kind of make it real life, so you're not just standing out there. And I get out here a lot of times, I fire off these guns. I'm more or less looking for the accuracy, dependability, so that I can tell you guys what I feel about a firearm. That's not training to be proficient in real life situations, okay? I'm not out here doing this to train you guys to become proficient at those type of situations. You need to do your homework. As a legal gun owner, we have the responsibility to do that. We have the responsibility to be responsible gun owners, and that means finding everything out about whatever firearm it is that you carry. Learn it. When you're home, a good way that I found, because it irritated me a lot when I first started carrying, the holsters. I mean, holsters are so many different designs, so what I did is I started carrying an empty holster around and got used to it, just carrying an empty holster. Then eventually you get used to it and put the firearm in and carry it around. It's an easier way to get used to carrying your weapon. Plus, it needs to be, how do I say this? I don't want to upset nobody, but when you have a firearm, it should be muscle memory. So what I mean by that is, when you carry your firearm, you want to carry, if you're carrying concealed, you got people that will carry it in many different locations concealed. They'll put it in a fanny pack. They'll carry it across the center of their back, across their kidneys. They'll carry it, appendix, hip, shoulder holster. If you keep changing it up all the time and not stick with one setup, what happens is, because I've been in situations like this, spur of the moment, must think on your feet type situations, when that moment happens, you're going to panic and you may make a mistake. Well, that one extra second of time that it cost you figuring out where you put your weapon at on your body may be the outcome may be life or death. So please just keep that stuff in mind. Learn the weapon, become proficient with it, and have some fun. That's what we're all doing, having fun. So by all means, let's go shoot these splatter dudes, and we'll be back. These things are a lifesaver. They've been on the market forever. I know you've probably seen them before, but I will tell you a little secret. When you get older, I know I'm middle-aged, so to speak, things start to hurt worse. You guys, girls that are 20, 21 or younger, loading these things by your hand is no big deal, not a problem. Man, it's like when you get older, every little freaking thing hurts. So trust me when I tell you, ain't no shame in using these daggone speed loaders, because they will help your fingers and hands. So by all means, use anything that's to your advantage. So easy to load, even for brand new magazines. This is a Maglula speed loader, and I believe it's 380 to 45. It'll do up to a 45, from 380 to 45. So makes your life a lot easier when you're loading pistol mags, especially in those popular calibers. 15 rounds. If you can not drop them. $15 rounds. Once we do that, we'll move to 25 yards with 6 rounds, and that'll finish off that 50-round box. I'm pulling it a little bit to the left, and that's probably me, because it is hotter than you know what. And as you can see, I'm a little wet. So no excuses, of course. I told you I'm not an expert. I just have fun. So let's have some more fun. So we're going to load up and we're going to take it back to the 25. All right, for this target here, we're going to shoot the far right splatter dude. There's no hits on him. So I'm going to use this post as a brace. See if I can get a steadier shot. You know, like I said, I'm not an expert, but sometimes 25 yards is it's a good stretch for someone, especially with a compact gun. So remember what I said about the Good Samaritan shooter in Indiana. He was at 40 yards. This is where I'm at to that target. The one on the far right is 20, I guess it's 30 yards. So I'm still 10 yards shy of where the Good Samaritan shooter was at when he pulled those 10 hits off of 40 yards. So it's not the easiest thing to do. I don't know what pistol he was using. This one, compact Security-9 Ruger. We'll see if we can do the same. At least, I don't even care because the target's actually smaller than a life-size person. So as long as it hits that cardboard somewhere, anywhere is better than not hitting it all at this distance with a compact. So, you know, as long as you train and get better, and if I use this all the time, I certainly would. But this is me testing them out, so let's give it a run. Don't make fun of me. Don't you dare. Don't make fun of me if I mess up and don't hit nothing. I'm just kidding. I make fun of myself. Weapon is clear. Fired 6 shots. Hit here. So I was shooting to the left. And then we had 3 actually on the target. So out of 6 shots, I hit. Now see how you can see how big this target is. So a human body is going to be a little wider. So to hit the board 4 times, not a terrible group at 30 yards. I'm not complaining. It'll do the job. All right, guys. Look, we saw the Ruger Security-9 in action. We're going to talk a little bit about my opinion only, performance and reliability. You know, if you'd like more information on these, first and foremost, before you listen to someone like me, visit Ruger's website. I believe it's Ruger. It's either RugerUSA.com or Ruger.com. Look it up. They have icons there that you can hit for, I believe it's semi-automatic, revolvers, and find the Security-9. Read the specs on it. See if it would be a good fit, if it's what you're looking for as far as budget goes. My experience here on the range today, I fired 50 rounds. No, I'm going to take that back. I fired 50 out of the box. Both magazines were loaded, so 80 rounds is what was fired today. Not a problem whatsoever. So I fixed the problem that I did have, and I'm going to tell you what the problem was. If you look, let me get up here. If you guys look right here on the gun, it's your magazine release, okay? Your magazine release, when you're gripping it, okay, when you got your grip on, as you're firing, if your hands are sweaty, okay, it's 100 degrees out here today. If your hands are sweaty and your hands start to drift a little bit, okay, if you're firing, say you're tapping off 4 or 5 quick rounds, your hands start to sweat and you're starting to slip a little bit on your grip. Now watch, see that? With the guys with bare paws like me, if I barely touch that, the magazine falls out, okay? I mean, I'm talking, look, barely, just barely graze it. So where my thumb is, or my grip, and where I lay my thumb, that right there can easily be hit. So all I'm saying is, be mindful when you're looking to buy that weapon. The only drawback that I can see with it, it doesn't have any texture on it, so it's not like some of your shields or something like that have the same type of texture on your magazine release that they have on the grip. This is just smooth. So with that being smooth, and like I said, and it's being so easy, I mean, It actually works too good, put it that way. Just be mindful that your mag can fall out the bottom real quick, because when you hit it, that magazine goes. There ain't no playing around. She ain't hanging around waiting for tea. She's getting out of there. Other than that, I mean, the magazines fit great. The weapon's tight. For a $400 personal carry weapon, I'd recommend it all day long. I do not see a problem with it. Like I said, it's got the additional thumb safety. And I know a lot of, give you a perfect example of that, my wife was a diehard as far as weapons go, personal carry. She did not want to shoot anything that did not have a thumb safety. I don't care if the thing had 15 safeties on it and you had to jump up and down on one leg and do the Macarena or something before it would fire. It wouldn't matter. If it didn't have a thumb safety, she did not want it. It could cost $2,000, and if it didn't have a thumb safety, she didn't want it. So, if you are one of those people, and there are many out there, because it wasn't that long ago, I was actually in a gun shop and had a guy come in, bought a brand new, I think it was a Mossberg. No, I take that back. It was a Shield EZ 380, and it did not have a thumb safety. So some models of the Shield EZs, of course, do. I have two Shield EZs that are both 9mm, both identical gun. One has a thumb safety, one doesn't. So when I made a boo-boo and kind of broke my first EZ that has the thumb safety, it had to be sent back to Steele's gun shop in Austin, who is a certified Smith & Wesson firearm, fixer-upper, gunsmith, whatever you want to call him. He's armor. That's what the word I was looking for. See, man, it's just the heat. It does it. Rottweiler syndrome. So Austin fixed it up for him. But in the meantime, I was giving that gun to my wife. And do you understand what I had to go through when I broke that gun? And then I was like, uh-oh. And she, of course, I tried to hide it. I'm sticking it under pillows, trying to put clothes on that didn't fit me, or big blankets, walking around with them acting like I was cold because the air conditioning. Look, I'm a fat boy. We don't get cold, okay? We got too much insulation, so we're good. If you see me walking around with a blanket and it's summertime, I'm hiding something. So I went and bought a Shield EZ 9mm, and I never even paid any mind to it till I got home. It did not have the thumb safety. My wife hemmed and hawed, and she was very upset with me. Now, she's usually a good sport. I mean, I put her through a lot. I mean, if y'all watched that 460 video, it didn't take a whole lot of convincing, because she's a trooper. I mean, she's just, whatever they can do, I can do. And usually I will give her credit, and the guys are going to hate me for this. 9 times out of 10, if you teach a woman how to shoot, any female has a magic touch when it comes to a firearm. And some of your best shooters in the world are female, because it's the way that they caress the firearm. They don't fight it. They let the firearm do what it's supposed to do. In other words, the firearm does the work, and they just hold on for the ride. But they learn how to use that to their advantage. Us guys are brutes. I mean, we're barbarians. We're out there trying to fight with it, pull on it if it don't work right. We want to beat it with a hammer. And she's out there, pew, pew, hitting bullseyes. I'm like, that's ridiculous. So yeah, after embarrassing me a couple times with that Shield EZ that did not have a thumb safety, in turn, she loved that gun. And then of course, when I got the one back that I broke, she didn't want it back. She's like, I got this one now because she used it. I taught her the proper way to use the safety features that are already on that weapon that didn't need a thumb safety. Nothing wrong with them. There's nothing wrong with having them, and to each their own. That's a decision you have to make on your own for you. This one has it. The Ruger SECURITY-9 has a thumb safety. If it has another model of it, or a Gen, like a Gen 2 or a Gen 3 of it, I don't think so. If it comes out and it doesn't have one, I'll let you guys know. As of right now, this Ruger Security-9 has one, so I'm saying it has one. And it works. It works very well. So by all means, if the Security-9 Ruger works for you, then you know, it's a great economical weapon, and it's a 9mm. 9mm ammunition is the most popular ammunition in the world right now. Usually it's the most readily available. So, as always, we want to thank Steele's Gun Shop in Lewis, Delaware. Check them out on Facebook, and the phone number is posted at the end of the video. Support your mom and pop gun shops. They need our support desperately. Be involved with your local 2A support groups or the NRA. Help protect our Second Amendment rights. Don't matter where you go. If they're a good, reputable group that does everything to fight for our Second Amendment rights, then please support them. They need our support. So until next time, we got a cool video coming. I got a bug going in my ear. It's going to probably give me an ear infection, and I'm going to be not able to shoot my bing bang for a long time. Then I'm going to be mad. So I'll see you guys next time. We got a cool video coming up for you. It'll be on a boomstick. So get ready for that one. Until then, please be safe, be kind to one another, shoot straight, be blessed. I'll see you next time on the Dog Pound.